So here's an example we're going to work out using synthetic division. To do synthetic division, we're going to set this problem up rather strangely, so pay close attention. The first thing that we need to find is our 0. To find our 0, we take the divisor, which is x minus 2, and we're going to set that equal to 0, and then solve for x. So adding 2 to both sides, we get x equals 2. That 0 is the number that goes in the box in the upper left-hand portion of our problem. Okay, now we're going to put on the same row, outside the box, all of the coefficients of our dividend. So we're going to write 3 for the x to the 5th term, negative 2 for the x to the 4th term. Notice the x to the 3rd term is missing, so that coefficient must have been a 0. We'll write 1 for the x to the 2nd term. Again, the x to the 1st term is missing, so we'll write a 0. And lastly, we'll write negative 7. And let me put this separate. Okay, now skip a line underneath it and leave it blank, and then I'm going to draw an underline. Okay, the first thing that we need to do to get started is bring down our first coefficient. So I'm going to bring the 3 down underneath the line. Bringing the 3 down underneath the line, every number underneath the line is going to be multiplied by the number in the box. So we'll have 2 times 3 is 6, and we write 6 underneath the next entry. We're going to add these two numbers vertically, so negative 2 plus 6 is 4. Okay, every number underneath the line gets multiplied by the number up in the box, so 4 times 2 is 8, and I'm going to write that underneath my next entry. Again, add vertically, so 0 plus 8 is 8. Every number written underneath the line is going to be multiplied by the number in the box, so 8 times 2 is 16. Add those two vertically, 1 plus 16 is 17. Okay, that number again gets multiplied by the number in the box, so 2 times 17 is 34. Adding vertically, 0 plus 34 is 34. Multiply again that number by the 2. 34 times 2 is 68. And then adding vertically one last time, 68 plus negative 7 is 61. Now it might not be easy to see, but that's actually our answer right there. So I always start at the back. The 61, this thing, is always our remainder. Now, this is how I like to write the answer. We're going to do, remember we write remainders in division problems as 61 divided by x minus 2, because that's remaining to be divided by the x minus 2. Since the 61 is positive, I'm going to put a plus in front, and then I kind of like to work my way this direction. So the number that comes in front of the remainder is always my constant term. That apparently must be 34. The term that comes in front of the constant term is the x term. So we have 17x. And since it's positive, it's going to put a plus in front of it. Okay, the number in front of the x term is always the x squared term. So I'm going to write 8x squared. Since it's positive, I'll throw a plus in front. In front of the x squared term comes the x cubed term, so I'll have a 4x cubed. And in front of that, I have the x to the 4th, so 3x to the 4th. And now I am done.